I'm Ann Douglas, and I want to talk about raising a child with special needs. When you have a child with special needs, you have to look for other parents who have a child or have children with special needs, because they're the only people who are really going to get the fact that you're dealing with particular kinds of challenges. Your other friends will really try to empathize if you have good friends, but they just won't quite understand what you're dealing with. And the friends don't have to have a child with the same challenge. It's not like you have to find, like in my case, another family who has a child with Asperger's, but it's so helpful if you can find somebody else who just is dealing with the same kind of issues, like maybe struggles with the school system or, difficulties getting a diagnosis. It's that kind of thing, like whatever your issue is right now, if you can find somebody who's dealing with that kind of thing or who has dealt with it in the past, that just leaves you feeling like you're not the only person who's going through this right now. Over the years, I have done a terrible job of looking after myself. It's taken until my youngest child is 15 for me to finally find time to work out. Try and accept offers of support, not feel like you are so indispensable to your child that you can't take a step back and let somebody else help, because I always felt like I had to be the one holding all the pieces together, and that meant that I was non-existent on my own priority list, and that's just not healthy over time. I would have benefited so much mental health-wise, physical health-wise, if I had just been able to let other people help me. Friends were willing to help, but I just felt like nobody else understands him the way I do, and nobody else can read his signals to the same extent, and it was just so hard for me to step back. I don't know, I guess it's just one of those things where we just feel so attached and so needing to be there for our child that sometimes we forget about ourselves. But if we burn out or have a heart attack or something, we're not going to be any good to our families anyway, so we have to find a way to sort of balance those things. Having a child with special needs has taught me how to be patient. I mean, you'd think having 3 older kids would have taught me how to be patient, and it taught me how to juggle more than anything else. But my youngest child, because some of his struggles and our struggle to get a diagnosis and stuff was protracted over so many years, it took until he was age 10 before we could figure out what was going on with him. I had to learn that there weren't going to be any quick or easy answers, but the upside to all that is when there is a breakthrough, when you get a note saying that he has done this amazing empathetic thing to help his peers, because people with Asperger's have social skills deficits and sometimes empathy is not their greatest strength, then it's like, my child rocks. You just want to go through like downtown and say, excuse me, but I have to tell you, I have the most amazing child today. So yes, your child may be a Harvard scholar, but my child is actually slightly more awesome, so could you please acknowledge that?